$350,000. Burn that number into your brain right now. A 2025 Fidelity analysis found that a healthy 65-year-old couple will spend around $345,000 in healthcare in retirement. Some projections from the Employee Benefit Research Institute push that number past $400,000. To cover that, you'd need a massive chunk of your savings set aside just for medical bills. Think about that for a second. You're probably thinking that's just the cost of getting older, unavoidable. But what if that number isn't actually your biggest problem? The biggest financial drain isn't the bills you actually pay. It's the wealth you never get a chance to build in the first place. It's money that quietly leaks out of your life year after year. And it happens because you've been taught to treat your health as an afterthought. Most people see health and wealth as two completely separate things. Your diet is over here, your investments are over there. That separation is the single most expensive mistake millions of people are making right now. It's a genuine blind spot. It costs them not just thousands in medical bills. It costs them hundreds of thousands in lost income and missed opportunities. Today we're going to shatter that illusion. We're going to do the actual math together. I'm not just going to tell you to eat your vegetables. I'm going to prove with hard numbers that taking care of your health is one of the highest return financial decisions you can make. It's the secret to plugging the leaks in your wealth and building the engine that drives your financial life. Let's start with the most obvious drain first. Let's talk about the direct and brutal cost of actually getting sick. We treat these things like random bolts of lightning, but for many of the most common and expensive long-term illnesses, that's simply not true. They're predictable results of years of ignoring your own health. Let's talk about type 2 diabetes. This is a condition that is very often preventable, and the numbers are brutal. The average person with diabetes spends between $3,300 and $4,600 every single year out of their own pocket. And that's with health insurance. That's money not going into your retirement account, not buying stocks, not being invested in your business. It's just gone. A 2022 report from the American Diabetes Association found that overall medical costs for a person with diabetes average about $19,736 a year. That's 2.6 times higher than for someone without it. And what happens if things get worse? The costs explode. If diabetes leads to serious kidney disease, treatment can run anywhere from $68,000 to over $94,000 a year. Think about that. That's a house down payment, a full year of college, a business investment, gone every single year. Now let's compare that to the cost of actually preventing this. Let's say you get serious about your health today. A gym membership might be $50 a month. That's $600 a year. Maybe you hire a nutrition coach for $500. You spend an extra $100 a month on real food instead of processed junk. That's roughly $2,300 a year. You are actively buying down your risk of a $4,600 annual out-of-pocket drain, or a catastrophic $90,000 a year complication. The return on that is monumental. You are spending a little to avoid spending a fortune. That's the trade. It's the same story with heart disease. A single hospital stay after a heart attack can cost over $21,000. Yet the basics of preventing it are famously simple. Move your body, eat balanced meals, manage your stress, don't smoke. A 30-minute walk is free. Choosing oatmeal over a sugary pastry costs pennies. Learning to breathe and calm your mind on a free app costs nothing. Every time you make one of these small choices, I want you to reframe it. You're not just being healthy. You're making a direct financial transaction. You're trading a few minutes of effort today for thousands of dollars in savings tomorrow. You're plugging a massive leak in your financial boat. Most people let their wealth drain away through these predictable costs. They treat them as emergencies when they were really just appointments made years in advance by a lifetime of small, poor choices. The direct medical bills are just what you can see. The real damage is happening below the surface. It's an invisible tax on everything you do. First, let's talk about what happens when you show up to work, but your brain is basically offline. You're physically there, but mentally you're checked out. The cause is usually just poor health, bad sleep, junk food, no exercise. These things quietly destroy your ability to focus. Harvard Business Review has cited estimates that this kind of mental checked-outness costs U.S. businesses up to $150 billion a year in lost work. That's not a rounding error. Bring that number down to your own life. If you show up at 80% of your mental capacity, you're probably delivering closer to 50% of your real results. Your best work, your creative breakthroughs, your sharpest negotiating, that all lives in the top 20% of your mental energy. And brain fog kills it. That mental fog means you miss the critical detail in a contract. That tiredness means you don't make one more sales call that could have changed everything. Research has shown that burning out can cost employers between $4,000 and $21,000 per employee each year in lost work and related costs. That is your invisible tax. That's the money you're leaving on the table because your body's engine is sputtering. And most people have no idea this is even happening. Second is the hidden cost of making bad decisions when your brain is running on empty. Your ability to make good financial choices is a limited resource. Nothing drains that resource faster than poor health, especially bad sleep. The research is crystal clear on this. When you don't sleep enough, your thinking brain gets switched off while your impulsive, risk-chasing side takes over. You become overconfident. You become a gambler. You're more likely to panic sell your stocks during a market dip. You're more likely to chase a hot tip without doing the research. You make expensive mistakes. These aren't small mistakes. These are the kinds of financial disasters that can set you back decades. And they happen not from a lack of knowledge, but from a simple lack of sleep. Economic studies have repeatedly found a powerful link between getting enough rest and earning higher wages. A rested brain is genuinely a higher earning brain. Finally, there's the ultimate hidden cost, the opportunity you never even get to see. Every hour you spend sick is an hour you could have invested in building something. It's the skill you didn't learn, the book you didn't read, the side project you never started. Your time and energy are your greatest financial tools. Poor health forces you to play defense with your life when you should be playing offense. You can't build your future when you're just trying to get through the day. This is the turning point. You can keep letting your wealth leak away through these visible and invisible holes, or you can decide right now to seal them for good. You can turn your health from a liability into your single greatest asset. Here is the new framework I want you to burn into your mind. Your health is not a lifestyle choice. It is your primary financial asset. It is more important than your stocks, more valuable than your real estate, more critical than your business. Why? Because it is the asset that powers every other asset. Think of it this way. Your wealth-building strategy is the car. It might be a beautiful, high-performance machine. But your health? Your health is the engine. Without it, that car goes nowhere. You can have $1 million sports car, but if the engine is broken, it's just a shrinking asset sitting in a garage. It's not taking you anywhere. Your energy, your focus, your toughness, your creativity, these are the power behind your financial life. When you ignore your health, you are downgrading your own engine. You're trying to win a Formula One race with a lawnmower engine. It is never going to work. Think of your health like financial capital. You can invest in it. You can grow it, and it produces a powerful return. The currency of that capital is energy. When you invest in your health through sleep, good food, and exercise, you generate a surplus of energy, and that kicks off a chain reaction. First, better health raises your energy. You wake up actually charged, not just surviving the morning. That changes everything. Second, that energy raises your confidence. When you feel physically strong and mentally sharp, you walk into a room differently. You speak with more authority. Third, that confidence reshapes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone just getting by. You start seeing yourself as a high performer, a creator, a leader. And fourth, your identity drives every single dollar you earn. It shapes the risks you'll take, the opportunities you'll chase, and the value you believe you bring to the world. When you carry the identity of a high-energy, confident person, you make the decisions that lead to higher income and greater wealth. It becomes a self-fulfilling cycle. This is what the health is wealth idea actually means. It's not a fluffy saying. It is a direct, provable financial formula. Health creates energy. Energy creates confidence. Confidence forges a new identity. And that new identity builds the empire. That's the whole chain. So how do we make this real? You need a concrete plan, just like any good financial strategy. Here are 4 steps you can start today. Step 1. Adopt what I call the Health 401k mindset. You already know how a retirement account works. You put in a small amount regularly. Over time, through compounding, it grows into something massive. Apply that exact logic to your health. Your daily habits are your contributions. That 30-minute workout? That's a deposit. Cooking a healthy meal instead of ordering takeout? Another deposit. Getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep is a massive deposit. Each one seems small, but compounded over 10, 20, 30 years, their return is truly extraordinary. That daily walk isn't just burning 150 calories, it's buying down your risk of a $21,000 hospital bill for a heart attack 20 years from now. That good night's sleep isn't just making you feel better tomorrow, it's keeping the brain that manages your retirement savings sharp, rational, and clear. Frame every healthy choice as a deposit into your health 401k. Every single one, no exceptions. That mindset alone will change the way you live. Step 2. Create a preventive health budget. Serious investors don't hope money is left over to invest. They allocate it first. Do the exact same for your health. Open your budget and create a non-negotiable line item. I recommend putting 5 to 10% of your income here. This isn't an expense, it's an investment. What goes in this budget? High-quality food, a gym membership, annual full blood work, a personal trainer or nutrition coach, mental health support, quality supplements backed by science. Let's look at the return again. Say you spend $100 a month on a premium fitness app and a nutrition tracker. That's $1,200 a year. In return, you lower your risk of developing a long-term illness that could cost you over $4,000 a year out of your own pocket, possibly for the rest of your life. Where else do you find a return like that? Genuinely tell me, because I can't think of many investments that beat that kind of math. Step 3. Run what I call an energy audit. Your energy rises and falls throughout the day. High performers don't fight that, they use it. For 1 week, track your energy level every hour you're awake. Use a simple notebook. Rate it from 1 to 10. Note what you ate, what you did, and how you slept. At the end of the week, you will see your peak energy windows, those 2 to 3 hour blocks where your focus is absolutely laser sharp. For most people, that's mid-morning. Now here's the critical action. Guard those windows like they're worth $1 million, because they actually are. Schedule your most important, highest impact financial and career work only during your peak energy windows. This is when you work on business strategy, when you analyze investments, when you negotiate a raise. You will not waste that peak energy on answering routine emails or scrolling through your phone. You push the low-value tasks to your low-energy windows. You do not ask a tired, drained brain to make $1 million decision. You align your most important work with your best mental state. This single habit can genuinely increase your output and your income in a dramatic, measurable way. And it costs you nothing but awareness. Step 4. Schedule your annual health review. Just like you'd meet with a financial advisor, you must meet with your doctor for a proactive check on your most valuable asset. This should include a full physical and, crucially, detailed blood work that goes beyond the basics. You want to check for signs of inflammation, hormone levels, missing nutrients, and your metabolic health. This is not a chore. This is you, the CEO of your own life, running the numbers on your company's most critical machine. Finding a small leak in a dam and patching it for a few $100s is always better than waiting for the whole dam to break. The math is that simple. Don't be afraid of the data. The data is what lets you make smart, high-return decisions that will save you a fortune down the road. Have you ever actually sat down and tracked your energy levels for a full week? I want to know what happened when you did. Drop it in the comments below. We started with a number, hundreds of thousands of dollars, the potential cost of healthcare in retirement. But here's what we've actually learned today. The true cost of ignoring your health is infinitely larger than any one number. It's every dollar leaked through avoidable medical bills. Every promotion missed because your brain was foggy. Every bad investment made by a tired mind. Every opportunity that passed you by because you simply didn't have the energy to reach for it. Wealth and health are not two separate pursuits. They are one and the same. They are a single, completely connected system. Investing in your health is not selfish. It is the most responsible, strategic, and genuinely profitable financial move you can make. Nobody who truly builds lasting wealth ignores this truth. The question is no longer can you afford to invest in your health. The real question, the only question that matters, is can you actually afford not to? The path to real lasting wealth doesn't start in your bank account or on the stock market. It starts on your dinner plate. It starts on a running trail. It starts in your bed. If you found this valuable today, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this. And if you've ever actually tried to budget for your health the way you budget for investments, I want to hear about it in the comments. Subscribe if you want more videos that treat your financial life like the serious, interconnected system it actually is. We go deep here, every single week. We open today with a number, $350,000, a terrifying cost sitting in your future. But now you know something most people will never figure out. That number is not your fate. It is your warning. And a warning is only useful if you act on it. Build your health first. Build it with discipline. Build it on purpose. And you will build the empire.